Righto party people, let's crack on. Let's do part two. If you've been following along with part one, you'll sort of know what we're up to. If you haven't, well, got this old Bayonet here, sort of giving a bit of a restoration. What you just saw in the intro was a little bit of the bluing. Might have jumped the gun with that, probably should have done it at the end, but oh well, you live and learn, and it is a learning experience, sort of making it up as I go along. So here it is. Learning, yeah, a bit of learning going on as well. One thing to note, due to the age of this thing and where it's been, don't know if you can see that clearly in the thing. I welded it. If you've done much TIG welding on mild steel, you tend to get a bit of porosity, so to avoid that, I've welded it with stainless wire. Of course, stainless doesn't blue. You can see little, might be able to see, you might not be able to see, there's little lugs and dabs of weld going on there just to take up the clearance. That little round hole in there, I don't know again if you can see, but that little round hole in there isn't really round anymore due to the fact of it's pitted and all the rest of it, so I've put little dabs of weld here, dabs of weld there, just to take up the tolerance and make it a bit of a snug fit. But that's where we're at. So now we're going to start fitting the scales. So what I want to do for that is give myself a bit of a pattern. Mostly it's going to be flat, except we've got a curve here which could be a little bit perplexing. Like I said, I'm just making this up as I go. So I'm going to start with a flat pattern. It's got little grooves in there too, which are going to be, again, going to be a bit of an issue, perhaps. Going to make it a little bit more tricky. So I'll start with a pattern. I'll rough out some scales and we'll go from there. See how we go with that. So I hope you're having a beautiful day. The sun's not up here yet, but it will be soon. Get my old cigar box, let's give it a bit of height. And off we go. So like I said, she's a bit of a make it up and suck it and see, and so I've got my cardboard pattern there now. So that's hopefully not too bad. I'll transfer that onto the scale and we'll take a little bit of wood off and we'll just go slowly and do the best we can with it when we'll get until we get it right. It's not exactly like metal because you can't actually put wood back on, so yeah, if I've got to do it more than once, then again that's what I'll do, but so far so good. So just picking out the best part of the wood naturally, leave a little bit of clearance. I've got that end faced up and that end faced up. What you want to do is mark left and right, because 9 times out of 10 if you don't, you'll get left, right and right, left, or 2 lefts and 2 rights. So that we don't want to do. So there we go, we're ready for the bandsaw. Do a bit of rough shaping, see how we go from there. So if you've been following along with that, you've seen a bit of a sped up version of roughing out the scales. There they are, they're not too bad so far. Pretty good. A little bit going on the inside of the bayonet of the mechanism, as you know. But yeah, it's all good. So I've had to quite a lot of hand filing, quite a lot of sanding, quite a lot of chiselling out the inside there, just to allow for the movement. I'm not sure what the originals had, but probably something similar, I'd assume. So we've got them in there, and just got to make sure that it works when the mechanism's put into it. I mean, when the screw's on, the scales are there, so it's still working pretty good. I'm happy with that. It's not exactly, well, it's an old bayonet. It's not exactly straight through here. It's not exactly as flat as I thought it would be either, but I've done my best to get the fitting scales. See if we can get the light, there we go. I've done my best to get the scales fitting as tightly as I can. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish off this with it on the handle, like so. Finish those sides off, then I'm going to shape the edges, or the flats there, get that right, and then I'm going to shape a profile in it. So that's where we're heading. I would say we're probably all halfway there with those. A lot of work in it, probably taken me the better part of a day to get that far, but I want to get it right. So without further ado, let's get stuck in and get the rest of it done. Right, what I'm going to attempt to do here, I'm going to try, do my best, going to counterbore those little holes, just to take the screw that goes through it, and the nut thing I'm going to make to put on it. But what I don't have is a counterbore, so what I'm going to have to do is line up the hole as best as I can with this 4mm here, if that works. And then I'm going to take this wood drill bit, which is flattish on the end, and going to use the depth gauge on this Bosch. If you have a look at my video on a Bosch, I sort of explain it, this PBD40, and yeah, hopefully we don't go too far and break right through, because that would not be good. So I'll get that as good as I can, which is somewhere like that. If you can see, no, not quite, it's moved. Come on, come on. No, take a little bit of mucking around, but we'll get it. Turn it on maybe. Should be reasonably right. So I want to go down about 2.5mm, so I don't need, I want that in there, so it's good. It's got a hex top on it, so Just make sure it's spinning round. Pretty good. Drop it down. Set my 0. If I can't see the screen, there we are. It's on speed. Now it's on depth. Set that to 0. I'm going to go 2.5 mil. Oh, what happened there? Here goes. That's still sitting a little bit proud, but I don't want to take too much wood out of there. That'll be shaped off, and I'll put a slot in that screw, make it look a little bit better. That's not too bad, we can live with that. So now we'll do the next one, exactly the same. A bit tricky to get this right, but I'm not going to fire it up until I'm ready, until I'm right. Try that. Re-zero it, around about there. Oh, can't see anything. There we go. Nah, it's all good. Another 2.5 mil. Let's go. Yeah, not too bad. Again, we'll live with that. We'll put a slot in it. It'll be half the top of that, but it'll be good enough. Well, it won't be good enough, it'll be right. Exactly what I want. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make up a little round nut for the bottom. And there we are. Just giving the stainless a bit of a heat up, try and take a bit of the shine out of it, make it look a bit blacker to blend in with the rest of the project, as it were. Give that a little bit more. That'll do. Another thing to note, if you're ever using stainless fasteners, always use anti-seize on them, because they do have a habit of binding. So that was a quick overview of finishing her off and putting on the final touches to the handle and shaping it up. Packed about 3 hours into about 3 minutes, I think. So hopefully you, if you got this far, you're not too bored with it. But yeah, it's coming up pretty good. All we got to do now is just the final assembly. So I'm going to coat all the innards with a bit of 3-in-1 oil, put her all together, and we're pretty much on the home stretch. What's left to do is really just do a bit of an outro, take off the tape, and it'll be job done. Pretty happy with it so far, to be fair. Just coat this stuff in here because I don't know how long it'll be until it gets picked up. Yeah. Doesn't look like a lot on there, but it was quite a lot of work. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the process, and I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Spring, that's a good question. Once again, it eludes me. It will be in here. So yeah, a little bit of a pause in the filming there, because you'd be right, I lost a spring. But that's all good, I just made up another one. Oh, that came out too. So here we go. In goes the spring, hopefully. Trying not to lose 2 of them. Get a bit more oil on that, so nice. It's got to go in the right way, or it's a bit tricky, but we're getting there. Nice, there she goes. Let's clean off my hands before I put the scales on. I'll put a few. There we go. It's the right way around. Still can't win them all. Better up. What is that? Get that up there. I've slotted both these in, so I'll get over, and I don't want to cross thread it really. Of course it goes on off the thing perfectly. Come on, come on. Bit of a setback, but no, that's going in good. Let's try and get that a bit tighter up now. Don't slip off. So that's about it. Job done. Hope you can see that in the video. It's come up not too bad. Like I said, I'll pull off that tape. Just make sure the blue's still in good order. Do a little outro and job done really. So there it is. given the old M1 bayonet, I think it's an M1 bayonet, given a bit of a tickle up, given it a bit of a revamp, put a handle on it, as you know if you've been following along, got a mechanism which you can't see but it doesn't matter. Some interesting parts and things about it, goes in the scabbard, given that a bit of a blue, the blade, and if you've been following along you know what I'm talking about. A few things have come to light when I was scraping off the crap and corruption. It's got an SA on there which I think, and I could be wrong, correct me in the comments, I think that's Springfield Arms, and it's got a bit of a maker's mark or a logo, and under that it's got a 19 and I think it's a 18, which I think, and correct me again if I'm wrong, could be the date, but that would make it 106 something years old, and if it is, well it's in pretty good condition, a lot better than I will be at 106 I'd imagine, but who knows with medical science the way it's progressing today. On the other side we've got US and a serial number I think, and under there is a little X12 which you couldn't see before. So all in all I've given it a spruce up, it's come up pretty good in my opinion, I'm pretty happy with it. Given it a bit of a Remu handle, bit of kiwi flavour. If that bayonet started out Springfield Arms Company somewhere in the US, don't know where that is, but it's made it all the way down here to the bottom of the South Pacific. So if it could talk, I'd imagine it'd have quite a story to tell. But its fighting days are over, so now I can retire and hopefully it'll last another 106 years. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. And where do we go from here? I might make another pocket knife, I think. Not sure yet. Or I might go and revamp the old bit of leaf spring I found in the river. Make a couple of knives out of that. But anyway, wait out for now. Thanks for watching once again, and feel free to subscribe.